General Alexis Grinkowicz has delivered one of the most urgent warnings NATO has heard in years. A dual invasion, China striking Taiwan and Russia storming the Baltics, may not just be possible, but inevitable. NATO must be ready now. Picture this. Xi Jinping picks up the phone and tells Vladimir Putin it's time. While China invades Taiwan, Russia opens a second front in Europe. It's not just theory. This is a real possibility that NATO leaders are preparing for today. Strategists fear a pincer movement. China crosses the Taiwan Strait while Russian forces pour into Finland or Estonia. Two superpowers striking at once, creating chaos before NATO can fully respond. This is the two-front war scenario. Xi Jinping commands the largest standing army in the world. As his troops parade through Beijing and missiles roll by, it's clear this is not about defense. This is preparation for offensive power projection on a global scale. Putin, battle-hardened and emboldened by years of war, walks past a new fleet of tanks. His words are clear. Wherever a Russian soldier sets foot, that land is ours. And he intends to test NATO's resolve, sooner rather than later. NATO isn't sitting idle. Patriot missile systems from the US are landing in Ukraine to intercept Russia's relentless air assaults. This isn't just about Ukraine. It's about stopping Russia from breaking through NATO's eastern wall. In the fields of Ukraine, troops work around the clock to deploy advanced missile systems. These Patriot launchers are crucial for intercepting the drones and cruise missiles that rain down on cities almost every night. Massive NATO supply convoys roll into Ukraine. Crates marked AIR defense priority arrive at secret depots. This gear may determine the outcome, not just for Ukraine, but for NATO's future battlefield stability across Europe. Inside NATO war rooms, military commanders stare at massive screens. Red alerts cover Eastern Europe and East Asia. Threat projections light up in real time. There's no more peace dividend. NATO is now on permanent alert. Drone sirens scream in Ukrainian cities. On some nights, over 200 drones breach the sky. Explosions light up the darkness. Patriot batteries hit dozens, but not all. Every missile missed means more destruction and more death. Russia has changed tactics. Waves of decoy drones flood the air, luring out Ukraine's defenses. Then, the real payloads follow. Explosive, accurate, deadly. It's psychological warfare, and it's working. NATO is learning from this. Ukrainian families now spend nights in subway tunnels. Children sleep to the sounds of distant blasts. Parents whisper updates from radios. This isn't just war. This is survival. Every night they pray the defenses hold. Ukraine's engineers deploy Sky Sentinel turrets, AI-controlled guns that scan the skies and auto-target drones with deadly precision. These machines may tip the balance in urban air defense, offering NATO a glimpse into future warfare. No cameras roll, but under moonlight, new Patriot batteries arrive. Each system can intercept dozens of incoming threats. Time is critical. Every hour NATO delays gives Russia more time to push forward. At a defense expo in Germany, military leaders review the future of war. Laser systems, loitering drones, AI missiles. This isn't sci-fi. It's what Ukraine and NATO may need to survive in the next 24 months. In an undisclosed NATO strategy hub, commanders from across the alliance meet in secret. Digital war maps show two flashpoints. The Indo-Pacific and Europe are no longer separate concerns. They are one global battlefield. A sobering chart is displayed. NATO spends more, but Russia and China are catching up. Rapid rearmament, domestic production, and partnerships are shrinking the gap. NATO's edge is no longer guaranteed. Poland leads the charge, now spending over 4% of its GDP on defense. The Baltic states follow closely. These frontline nations aren't waiting. They know Russia won't knock twice, and they plan to answer on the first ring. Italy and Spain, by contrast, lag behind. Their defense budgets fall short of even the 2% NATO minimum. Grinkowicz calls on them to rise, because in a two-front war, every nation matters. Every budget counts. At the Rhine-Main Center, Grinkowicz lays it out. This isn't theoretical. The clock is ticking. And if allies don't act now, Russia and China will strike before NATO finishes its preparations. Time is the enemy. Germany's Bild reports Moscow could attack as early as 2027. Why? Because by 2029, NATO will be stronger. Putin may strike now, while Europe is fragmented and its defenses incomplete. It's the old Soviet playbook, updated. Estonia braces for war, its troops train harder, its borders reinforced with tank traps and mines. The fear is real. If Russia strikes here, NATO is pulled in instantly. One spark, and the alliance must respond. The Chinese Navy moves in eerie silence. 3 carriers, dozens of destroyers, submarines below. Taiwan lies just across the water. With each passing week, the invasion seems less hypothetical and more like a countdown. In Taipei, citizens peer over rooftops, spotting Chinese warships through binoculars. They know what's coming, and they know the first few hours will determine if they survive or if they fall. American F-35s launch from Pacific carriers at dawn. Their mission: patrol the skies, prepare for war, and ensure that if China makes a move, the U.S. will be there to meet them, immediately and decisively. Now imagine this. NATO scrambles as Russian tanks roll into Estonia. Just days later, Chinese jets swarm Taiwan. 2 global wars launched simultaneously. The West would be forced to divide and respond on both fronts. NATO's emergency systems light up in red. Alerts flash from Brussels to Washington. War has begun on 2 continents. And with limited resources, NATO must choose where to strike first and how hard. A global map reveals NATO's nightmare: 2 red war zones on opposite sides of the world. No time for debate, no room for hesitation, only quick decisions, and even quicker deployments can stop collapse. A side-by-side comparison of forces reveals the truth. Combined, Russia and China outnumber NATO in tanks, artillery, and even manpower. The U.S. remains the strongest, but even it can't win this alone. Inside Russian arms factories, welders work 24/7. New tanks, armored trucks, drones, all assembled at record pace. The Kremlin prepares for a war bigger than Ukraine. They want more, and they want it soon. In the shadows, China's submarines deploy from hidden ports. These silent killers carry cruise missiles and possibly nuclear payloads. The Indo-Pacific is no longer just a flashpoint. It's a battlefield in waiting. Mark Rutte doesn't sugarcoat it. Russia now makes more ammunition in 3 months than NATO does in a year. With help from North Korea and Iran, they're preparing for a long war. And NATO must match that pace. U.S. military bases dot the globe, from Poland to Guam. They are the skeleton of NATO's deterrence. But unless bolstered with manpower and gear, they'll be outpaced by faster, more coordinated Russian and Chinese attacks. In underground bunkers, China and Russia guard nuclear weapons. Hundreds of warheads, multiple launch methods. One miscalculation, and we face devastation unlike anything since World War II. G7 leaders connect on secure lines. Maps update in real time. Decisions must be made. Commit troops? Launch cyber operations? Enforce no-fly zones? The next move may determine peace or war for a generation. Final message: NATO must move fast. Prepare now. Spend more. Train harder. Because if Xi and Putin act together, it won't be a warning. It will be war. And the free world must be ready to strike back, harder and faster than ever before. A dramatic cinematic scene featuring a U.S. soldier standing tall atop a mountain ridge at sunset, overlooking a vast battlefield below, with tanks, jets, and warships in the distance. The sky glows orange and red, symbolizing global tension. Bold text in the sky reads, "This is Warscope," in clean military-style font. In the foreground, an American flag waves proudly, and a digital HUD overlay shows global conflict zones marked in red. The overall tone is serious, heroic, and inspiring, designed to leave a lasting impact as the final visual.